Hey guys, Andy Taylor here. Welcome back to another video. First off, I want to say happy 6th birthday to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Wii U, and also on the Nintendo Switch as well. So, yep. So it's the 6th birthday of these games today. So here's the Wii and Wii U version of it. So yep, here's a copy I want to show you guys of this right there. Yeah, I did a video of this on my channel like 3.5 years ago, so I want to do another one. So anyway, yeah. So I was gonna do one last year and the year before, but then it came by too quick. But anyway, and then here's the copy for Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild for the Switch version right there. Good, you're actually focusing for me, camera. There you go. And then show you guys a picture of Link right there, like I did last time. Climbing up the first mountain to get to the second or the third shrine, I think, something like that, where you get the where you either get the bombs or the Crinosis, the ice pillar thing or something like that. So yep. So yeah, I have some copies of the games here to show you guys of some other stuff here, but before we get into that, I'm actually gonna read some stuff to you guys here about Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild here, like I did last time. I actually read it off my Kindle Fire tablet last time, and I'm gonna do it again here. And if you guys want to know what the website is, you guys have to type in Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and go to it's on the Wikipedia.org website. So if you guys want to go look that out, check the article out that I'm gonna read here to you guys. And then also, I have some stuff I wrote down for Legend of Zelda, for the original Legend of Zelda for its birthday as well here too. So, hopefully, yeah, this is like, I think I wrote down like 9 or 10 pages of stuff for this. So hopefully it won't take too long for me to read all this. And then, also before I start this, and then also, happy, let's see, sorry guys, also happy 60th anniversary to the Nintendo Switch. I got the 2017 version of the Nintendo Switch, if you guys want to know. So yep, got this. I got this on its release date when it came out in 2017. So yep, had that for a while now. That's 6 years old now too as well. So yep. So hold on, I'm gonna put that back in there where I had it. So yep, and yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. I got a notebook here. I have some stuff to. This was gonna be gameplay stuff that I have here, but we'll talk about that after I read all this stuff here to you guys about what Breath of the Wild is about and everything for you guys that don't know. And where's my Breath of the Wild Wii U and Wii U versions? There they are, right there. So here we go. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. In that video, the first video I did of this, I think it's called Happy 3rd Birthday to Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and game readings or something like that. If you guys want to check out that video, it's called Happy 3rd Birthday, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and game readings. That's what my first video is called that I did about this. If you guys want to look that up, from like 3.5 years ago or something like that, I did that. So I'm gonna do another one here. So anyway, go ahead and do this for you guys. It says Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. And also, if you guys don't know, I also have on a Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild t-shirt that I got from my sister, and her boyfriend got it for me too as well. So this was when was that? That was not last Christmas, but the Christmas before. So yeah, so it says Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Let's see, article BOTW redirects here for the other uses for see Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild is a 2017 action-adventure game developed and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo Switch and Wii U. consoles. This game is an installment of the Legend of Zelda series and is set at the end of its timeless. The player controls amnesic Link, who awakens from a 100-year slumber and attempts to regain his memories, save Princess Zelda, and prevent the further destruction of Hyrule by Calamity Ganon, which is, let's see, do I have a picture of, hang on, do I have a picture of Calamity Ganon here? Is there a picture of Calamity Ganon on these? Let's see. I don't think there is. Or wait a second. There's not on that one either. But okay, so anyway, let's move on. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna close each of these tabs as I read them. There's different tabs on here. So similar to the original 1986 Legend of Zelda, players are given minimal instruction and can explore the open world freely. Tasks include collecting various items and gear to aid in objectives such as puzzle solving or side quests. So this Breath of the Wild game, the first one that we got, and the second one, the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity as well. I don't think there were hardly any dungeons in those Zelda games. It was just mainly a bunch of shrines. I guess that's what my YouTuber friend Chad Tronic, when he did an opening unboxing of Nintendo Switch and Zelda Breath of the Wild, and he also did a review of Breath of the Wild too as well on his channel. You can go check out his channel. It's just called all one word, Chad Tronic. All one word, Chad Tronic. If you guys want to check out his video, his channel, for all his stuff that he did about this game. So yeah, so he was calling all the shrines dungeons, and I was like, those aren't dungeons, those are actual shrines though. But anyway, enough about that. Let's move on here. So yep, so now, yep, the world features minimal structure and is designed to encourage exploration and experimentation, and the main story quest can be completed in a non-linear fashion. Development of Breath of the Wild took place over 5 years following the responses from fans who wanted a larger game world to explore. Wanting to rethink the conventions of the series, Nintendo introduced elements such as detailed how do you say this? Chemistry and physics engines. Monolith Soft, known for their work on the open world Xenoblade Chronicles series, assisted in designing landscapes and topography, Topography, topography or topography, however you want to pronounce that. Fido, not now. This game was originally planned for release in 2015 as a Wii and Wii U exclusive, but was delayed twice. Yep, I remember those. I remember that. Everybody was anxious. This game was originally supposed to be called Zelda U, I think, but then they decided to call it a different name. So yep, and thus Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was born. So it made. But anyway, let's see. Yep. Released on March 3rd, that's today. March 3rd, 2017. Breath of the Wild was a launch game for the Nintendo Switch and the final Nintendo published game for the Wii U. 2 waves of downloadable content released in 2017 by an expansion pass. Yep, the 2 expansion passes. I don't know what those are offhand. I don't think they're on here though. I don't think they mentioned it on here. I don't know that. I should have looked that up before I started this, but I'm not gonna do it. Anyway. Yep. Were released in 2017 as a via an expansion pass. So yep, Breath of the Wild received universal acclaim with praise for its open-ended gameplay, open world, and design and attention to detail, although it received minor criticism for its technical performances at launch. It won several Game of the Year awards and has since been cited or cited, C-I-T-E-D, cited or city, however you want to say that, as one of the greatest video games of all time. Breath of the Wild is also the top-selling game in the series and one of the best-selling video games of all time, selling more than 30 million copies by 2022. Wow. A spin-off of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity was released in 2020, which, I have that. Was released in 2020. This is like 3 years old now, I think. This game, 3 years old now. Be 3 years old this year, I think. Or, wait, let's see, 2020, 2021, He's like 4 years old this year. That gave me 4 years old this year, I think. So, yep. A sequel, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, is scheduled for 2023. Okay, so that wasn't on here. That wasn't on here last time for Tears of the Kingdom. Now it actually is. So, yep, let me close this tab off. There's a regular tab. There's a gameplay tab now that I'll open up and read to you guys here. It says, see also gameplay of Legend of Zelda series. Players are free to explore the world of Breath of the Wild using a variety of tools. For example, by jumping from a high elevation and deploying his paraglider, Link can travel quickly. Breath of the Wild is an open world adventure game. Players are tasked with exploring the kingdom of Hyrule while controlling Link. Breath of the Wild encourages no-liner gameplay, which is illustrated by the game's lack of defined entrances or exits to areas, scant instruction given to the player, and encouragement to explore freely. Breath of the Wild introduces a consistent physical engine to the Zelda series, letting players approach problems in different ways rather than trying to find a single solution. The game also integrates a chemistry engine that defines the physical properties of most objects and objectives, and governs governs how they interact with the player and one another. For example, during thunderstorms, metal objects will attract powerful lightning strikes during a storm. Therefore, a player must be careful not to carry metal. Whenever I'm playing, I prefer the Wii and Wii U versions better over the Switch versions. But when it starts to rain and thunder, I go through the menu and put away all the metal objects that Link's carrying on his back there. So I put all those away and just get out like all the basic needs, like the he would only be allowed to carry. Let's see, when it rains and thunders, he can only carry like the woodcutter's axe and the wooden sword, which you can actually also get the wooden sword in Breath of the Wild, and also the Wii U version and the Wii version of Hyrule Warriors, the first Hyrule Warriors game. You can get the wooden sword from the first Legend of Zelda game, which here I'll show you guys. The first Legend of Zelda game right here, just right. Come on, right there. The first Legend of Zelda game right there. So yep, and I also have it right here. Sorry guys, Legend of Zelda, Game Boy Advance, right there. So yep. So yep. Let's see now. Where did I leave off? Hold on. Yep. Player must be careful not to carry, but may also throw metal objects at enemies to draw lightning to them. The design approaches result in a generally unstructured and interaction world that rewards experimentation and allows for non-linear completion of the story. So, as Link, players perform actions such as running, climbing, swimming, and gliding with the paraglider. Although Link is limited by his stamina. Yep, stamina sucks. Yep, stamina, and it was in I think Twilight, different versions of Twilight Princess, different versions of Skyward Sword, and the different versions of Breath of the Wild. They all got stamina in those games. I don't know why, but how Nintendo wanted to do it. So anyway, yeah, the stamina can be annoying at times, but you know, you have to be careful with that. Link can procure, P-R-O-C-U-R-E, procure or procure items for the environment, including weapons, food, and other resources. Unlike previous Zelda games, weapons and shields degrade through use, eventually shattering. Many items have multiple uses. For example, wooden weapons can light fires, wooden shields can collect incoming enemy arrows, and shields can be used for as makeshift snowboards. Players can obtain food and materials for elixirs, for hunting animals and gathering with fruit, or collecting parts of defeated enemies. By cooking combinations of food or materials, the player can create meals and elixirs that can replenish Link's health and stamina, or provide temporary status bonuses such as an increased strength or resistance to heat or cold. So yep, if it's cold, you would have to collect those those red hot like chili pepper things, whatever they're called in the game. I don't know what they're called in the game though, but I don't think I know what it's called in the game. I'm trying to think of it, I don't know. But anyway, let's see. Oh my gosh, I lost my elixirs, plus 6 levels of stamina, provide temporary bonuses such as increased strength and resistance to heat and cold. Okay. An important tool in Link's arsenal is the Sheikah Slate, a magical stone tablet which can be used to mark waypoints on the game map and take pictures of materials, creatures, and enemies. These pictures are stored in an in-game compendium, C-O-M-P-E-N-D-I-U-M, compendium, however you want to say that can be used to locate valuable items. The Sheikah Slate also gives the player the ability to create remote bombs, manipulate metal objects from ice blocks on watery surfaces, and temporarily stop objects in time. In combat, players can lock onto targets for more precise attacks, while certain button combinations allow for advanced offensive and defensive moves. Players may also defeat enemies without weapons, such as by rolling boulders off cliffs into enemy camps. Yep, I knew that already. Yada 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 yada, blah 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 blah. And one of the major gameplay mechanics is the ability to climb almost anything in the game. With it, players can reach arenas without following a particular path. Besides exploration, players can undergo quests or challenges to obtain certain benefits. Activating towers and shrines will add waypoints to the map that the player may warp to at any time. So, yep. Activating towers also adds territories to the map, although location names are not added until the player explores the area dotted throughout Hyrule and shrines that contain challenges ranging from puzzles to battles against robotic opponents. Clearing shrines earns spirit orbs. After earning 4 of these orbs, they can be traded in for additional health or stamina points. When Link has 13 hearts, he can reclaim the Master Sword in the Korik Forest. Yeah. The Master Sword is the only unbreakable weapon in the game, but it can run out of energy after extended use, requiring a 10-minute recharge. Yeah, which sucks about that, I know. Yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. Scattered across Hyrule are small puzzles that reveal Korik seeds, which can be traded to expand inventory size for weapons, shields, and bows. Towns serve as hot spots for side quests, and shops selling materials and clothing. Hikers and other travelers offer side quests, hints, or conversation. And additionally, players can scan amiibo figures against the controller to summon items or call Link's house Epona, or Horse Epona, my bad, from previous Zelda games, and Wolf Link from Twilight Princess. I had a Wolf Link amiibo and a Link amiibo from Twilight Princess to show you guys, but I don't know where they're at offhand, or I would show you guys. But actually, wait, hold on. Let me see. Let's see what I got. Yeah, sorry. I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are offhand though, but I do have them. My mom actually got the game and the amiibos for me. The Twilight Princess Wii U, Twilight Princess HD. I actually got that game on release date and the amiibos on release date as well. So I don't know where they're at right now. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know where that is. So yeah, but they're it's the collector's edition. It's got the game in it and it's got the amiibos in it. I was gonna show you guys, but I don't know where it is right now. So anyway, let's get back to this. Let's see. Hey, let's see. Scattered across Hyrule are small puzzles that reveal quirk seeds, which can be traded in to expand inventory. Size for weapons, shields, and bows. Yep, I see. I read all that already. Conversation. Scan amiibo. Figures against the controller to summon items. Yep, Link's horse and from the previous Zelda games, and Wolf Link from Twilight Princess. Okay, yep. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. Okay. Close that tab out and let's see. This here is. See, Breath of the Wild takes place at the end of the Zelda timeline in the Kingdom of Hyrule. In ancient times, the ancient Sheikah race had developed Hyrule into an advanced civilization, protected by 4 enormous animalistic machines called the Divine Beast, and an army of autonomous weapons called Guardians. When an ancient evil known as Claim of the Ganon appeared and threatened Hyrule, 4 great warriors were given the title of champion, and each piloted one of the Divine Beasts to awaken Ganon. Well, the princess with the blood of the goddess and her appointed knight fought and defeated him by sealing him away. 10 millennia year later, the Kingdom of Hyrule had since regressed to a medieval state. Reading their ancestors' prophecies, the Highlands recognized the signs of Ganon's return and excavated surrounding areas to uncover the Divine Beast and Guardians. During this time, Princess Zelda trained vigorously to awaken the sealing magic needed to defeat Ganon while trying to maintain her personal research. In the meantime, a knight was appointed to protect her. Who was chosen due to his ability to wield the Master Sword, also as known as the sword that seals the darkness. After being sought out by Zelda the champions, or as let me put my finger here so I know where I'm at. Some of you guys, when you guys played this, you guys were referring the Master Sword to what was it? The Sword of Evil's Bane or something like that. So yep. And see, I lost my spot anyway. Now, where was that? Yep, let's see. Hang on. Okay, darkness. Yep, after being sought by Zelda, the champions, Mipha, Princess of the Aquatic Zora, Rivali, Archer of the Bird-like Rito, Daruk, warrior of the mountainous Gorons, and Urbosa, chief of the desert-dwelling Gerudo. Assembled to pilot the divine beast Varuta. No, sorry if I mispronounced these. Varuta, Van Meadow, or Vamedo, Varadunia, and Naboris. Okay, so yep, respectively, while Zelda and Link would be face Ganon directly. However, on Zelda's 17th birthday, also Zelda's like 17 in this game? Okay, never knew that. Ganon possessed the Guardians of Divine Beast, turning them against Hyrule King Roham, and the champions were killed. Much of the kingdom was laid to waste, and Link was gravely wounded protecting Zelda while on their way to Fort Hateno, or Hatno, however you guys want to say that. Hateno, Hatno, Hootno, however you want to say that. Zelda had Link taken safely for him to heal. No, I didn't mean to click on the link. Let's go back. Okay, to heal. Hid the Master Sword in Korok Forest under the protection of the Great Deku Tree, or Deku Tree, I guess I want to say that. And used her light magic to seal herself in Ganon in Hyrule Castle. Quick clicking on the links. Let's go back. And there we go. This cataclysmic tragedy came to be known over time as the Great Calamity. A century after being placed in a healing chamber in the Shrine of Resurrection in Amnesia, Link awakens in a now ravaged Hyrule. He meets an old man who eventually reveals himself as the lingering spirit of King Roham. Roham explains that Ganon's sealed in Hyrule Castle has grown stronger, and he pleads for Link to defeat Ganon before he regains his full strength, breaks free, and destroys the world. Link travels across Hyrule, returning to two locations from his past and regaining his memories with the help of Hyrule's people. Okay, so there's actually from past past memories in games. Like there's stuff from like Legend of Zelda 1. There's stuff from Link's Awakening. There's stuff from Twilight Princess. Different locations you can see. And I think from Hyrule Warriors as well. And I think there's stuff from like Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, stuff like that. You guys can see from like different locations from those games. So yep. And then okay, yep. Restoring peace, allowing the spirits of King Roham and the champions to depart to the afterlife. Sensing their presence, Link and Zelda smile fondly. If players have found all 13 memories in the Captured Memories main quest, they unlock a post-credits cutscene in which Zelda declares that Hyrule must be rebuilt, and that she and Link must begin the process by themselves as Link and Zelda survey Hyrule and embark to restore it to, and perhaps beyond, its former glory. The princess confides in him that although her powers may have dwindled over time, she has to come to terms with it. So yep, they wanna try to redefine and rebuild the city, just like we saw when Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, like 100 years ago, before this game even happened. Which I don't know how that makes any sense. I don't know, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, let's go ahead and close gameplay and plot tabs, and let's see. Okay. Okay, I think this is the last part to read here. Yep, Nintendo EPD and Intro Division of Nintendo developed Breath of the Wild for the Nintendo Switch and Wii U. According to the series producer, now sorry if I pronounce these names wrong, but Yaji Aonuma, the development team aired to rethink the conventions of Zelda. Development started immediately upon the release of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword in 2011. Yep. Aonoma received comments from players who, yeah, Mom, I had a Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD shirt that I got from my sister and her boyfriend too, but I don't know where it is, so I was gonna wear that instead. I was gonna wear my original Legend of Zelda a T-shirt again too with the Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 versions of Link on it, but I can't find that anywhere, so I don't know where that went. So, but anyway, dang it, hang on. Who wish to see more interconnected map to explore the locals between the gameplay areas. In 2013, Nintendo experimented with non-linear gameplay in Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds, yep, which was a common point of praise from mainly outlets. At E3 2014, Anoma said he planned to reform Dungeons and Puzzles, two of the series' major gameplay elements, and redesign the game to allow players to reach the end without progressing through the story, as Nintendo had never developed an open-world game on the scale of Breath of the Wild. He looked at the Elder Scrolls 4 Skyward... Wait, let me redo that. Re-say that again. The Elder Scrolls 4 Skyrim. So this game is basically almost like Skyrim. So, and if you guys haven't checked out Skyrim, that's a great game to check out as well. So, yeah, that's a great game to check out. And Shadow of the Colossus, that's a great game to check out too as well. That's a fun game to play. I'm wanting them to bring those games to the Switch, but one of my friends told me they probably won't allow it because they're owned by Sony and PlayStation. So anyway, yeah. Oh well, but they are pretty fun games though. Yep, check out Skyrim and Shadow of the Colossus when you guys get a chance. So the latter of which has some similar climbing mechanics, and whose creator, now sorry if I pronounce these names again, Fumito Ueda was friends with Aonoma for the art style. The team drew inspiration from various Japanese anime, which they had grown up watching, suspected to include Studio Ghibli, and Hayao Miyazaki, how do you pronounce that? Productions among the other anime series. Protagonist Link was redesigned for the game, with Aonoma purposely making him more gender neutral so that players could more easily relate to him. Before full development, hang on. The developers designed a playable 2D prototype similar to the original Zelda, to experiment with physics-based puzzles. So yep, okay, I gotta remember that where I am right there. There is actually a 2D version like a Breath of the Wild. It's called if you guys want to check it out, it's called The Legend of Zelda Breath of the NES. It's an NES ROM hacker Breath of the Wild. I remember I watched Zelda Master play a little bit of that on his channel, so that's what I know about that. So there was that. So yep, and oh gosh, okay, yep. And the final game used a modified version of the Havoc physics engine at the 2017 Game Developers Conference. Let's go back. Don't click on links anymore. Okay, director. Oh, sorry if I pronounce these names wrong again. Hidemaru Fujibayashi. Technical director Tokuhiro Dehota, and art director Soturo Takizawa, I guess, held a presentation titled Change the constant breaking conventions with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, during which they demoed the prototype. Anoma called the physics engine in the Breath of the Wild of a major development for the Zelda series, saying that it underpins everything in the world and makes things operate in a logical and realistic way, allowing players to approach puzzles and problems in different ways. He expanded on the difficulty in developing the system, recalling on how one day during development he entered the area in the game and found that all the objects had been blown away by the wind. In the early stages of development, the game was to include double hook shots. Okay, I don't think we got double or triple hook shots in Breath of the Wild, did we? I don't know. Not that I can't remember. I'll have to go back look on your guys' gameplay on that and see. Oh wow, this is already like going on 35 minutes. I apologize, guys. Anyway, a variation of hookshot present in previous Zelda games that would let players swing like Spider-Man. It ended up being removed after the developers found it gave the player too much mobility and broke the climbing mechanic. As previous Zelda games increased the amount of actions Link could perform, the development team realized that having too many actions would complicate the controls, so instead of adding more actions, they were the number of events that player could interact with the world. Okay, and let me read, let's see, yep, the game was built and demonstrated with touchscreen feature for the Wii U, but the developers found that looking back and forth between the gamepad and the screen distracted from the game. The features were removed when the game moved to tandem development across the Switch and Wii U. The Wii U gamepad also affected animation, although Link is no, sorry if I pronounced this wrong. Oh, he's canonically left-handed? He's left-handed? Here. He's left-handed. If you guys watch this from your perspective, this will be your left hand. But otherwise, this is my left hand. So, yeah. Yep, left-handed. I didn't know he was left-handed. And he is right-handed in the game to rematch the gamepad's control scheme, which has its sword swinging buttons on its right side. The Switch version performs better than the Wii U release when docked to a television, although when undocked, both run at the same resolution. The Switch version also has higher quality and environmental sounds. Aonoma stated that the art design was inspired by, I'm sorry if I pronounce this name again, Gewachi and Plein Air art to help identify the vast word. Takizawa has also cited Jamal period as an inspiration for the ancient Sheikah technology and architecture that is found in the game. Due to the mystery surrounding the period, the game's landscape, which is based on the location in and around Kyoto, the hometown of game director Hidemaru Fujibayashi, and was partially designed by Monolith Soft, who assisted with topographical level design. The game's initial area was made a plateau so that players can see the world's expansive environments. Okay. And sorry guys, I thought somebody was here at our house or something. But anyway, let's see. Breath of the Wild was the first main Zelda game to use voice acting in cutscenes, although Link remains a silent protagonist. And Elmo was affected by the first time he heard a character with a human voice in game, and until he was a similar impression on players, the team decided to record voiceovers for all cutscenes instead of only the key scenes as originally planned. Nintendo provided voiceovers and subtitles in 8 languages. Initially, players were not able to mix and match the languages of voices and subtitles, but Nintendo later released an update in May of 2017 that allowed players to choose the voiceover language. After 5 years of development, the game went gold, with Nintendo holding a wrap party to celebrate, coinciding with the game's launch in Taiwan and South Korea. In early 2018, Nintendo introduced a patch worldwide, adding traditional and simplified Chinese and Korean translations for the Nintendo Switch version. So the original score was composed by Manika Kitakiwa, Yosuke Iwata, and Hajime Wayake, or however you say their names, sorry guys. Katakuwa and Wake had previously worked on the Zelda games, Spirit Tracks, and the Wind Waker, respectively. The soundtrack was primarily written and performed on a piano, with a focus on ambient music and sounds rather than melodic and upbeat music as seen in previous Zelda games, according to Wake. This helped add authenticity to the environments and was taken on as a challenge by the rest of the sound team. Okay, so yep, there's that. Go ahead and close off this tab here. And then, yep. Here, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hurry up and read this last part here. Aonuma originally teased the game for the Wii U in January 2013 during a Nintendo Direct presentation of the game. He continued he would challenge the series conventions, such as the requirement that players complete dungeons in a set order. The next year, Nintendo introduced the game's high-definition, cel-shaded visual style with in-game footage at its E3 press event. Once planned and for release in 2015, the game was delayed early in the year and did not show at that year's E3. Zelda series creator Shigeru Miyamoto, see, I know how to pronounce that one very well, reaffirmed that the game would still release for the Wii U despite the development of Nintendo's next console, which was supposed to be, I'll make this pretty quick. It was supposed to be called the Nintendo Next or something before the Wii U. So yeah, so I want to say that. So despite the development of Nintendo's next console, the Nintendo Switch, the game was delayed again in April 2016 due to problems with its physics engine, and Nintendo let the attendees play the game's Wii U version at the E3 convention in June 2016, where they also announced its subtitle Breath of the Wild. It was listed among the best games at E3 by several publications. Yep, we're almost done, guys. Breath of the Wild launched for both Wii U and the Switch March 3rd, 2017. It was the last Nintendo game released for the Wii U. And then the Switch version was available in limited special edition and master edition bundles, which both included a Sheikah Eye coin, a clamming again in tapestry, and with a world map, a soundtrack CD, and themed carrying case for the Switch. I watched her YouTube channel, Miss Click Gaming, all one word, Miss Click Gaming. She actually live streamed her whole entire unboxing and all her gameplay as well. Her live streamed her gameplay as well. So yeah, I watched most of her gameplay on that. So that was pretty good. So yep. And let's see. Okay, let's see. Based on the Master Sword, the Master Edition is also included a figurine based on the Master Sword, An Explorer's Edition was released for the Switch on November 23rd, containing a 2-sided map and a 100-page book of story information in Europe. The game used unique packing artwork, a 5-disc, 211-track soundtrack, was released in Japan on April 25th, 2018. And then, here's the downloadable content. I'm just gonna read this and I'm gonna end off here, guys. So, long video. During 2017, Nintendo released a season pass for 2 bundled downloadable content, known as DLC. The Master Trials in the Champions Ballade. The Master Trials released in June adds gameplay modes, features, and items in the Trial of the Sword challenge, and the player faces 3 trials consisting of 12, 16, and 23 rooms, respectively. Each room is full of enemies which the player must defeat before proceeding. Every room must be completed before the player can claim their reward. The player begins with no equipment and will lose all progress if they receive a game over. So yep, that's the one where you only start out. We only get like 1 or 3 hearts in that game, in that part of the game, and if you lose them, bye bye, game over. So, yep, and let's see. At the end of each of the trials, the player's Master Sword has its attack power upgraded by 10 points, and the blue sheen of its blade grows slightly. By the end of the 3rd trial, the Master Sword will have doubled in attack power and will glow blue. The pack also adds an option to play the game in a higher difficulty level called Master Mode. Which you guys did that. You guys just finished that. Master Mode? Or Zelda Breath of the Wild Master Mode? So, or Hero Mode. It's called, which adds faster ranking level and raises the ranks of enemies by 1. The enemies are more perceptive when Link sneaks near them and slowly regenerates health in battle. New floating platforms throughout the land offers enemies to battle and treasure as a reward. The hero's path features draws the player's path on the game's map, designed to help players determine places that they have not visited. The player can also find a hidden travel medallion to save Link's current position as a single waypoint to which the player can transport Link at any time. New items include the Cork Mask, which alerts the player when Cork is nearby, and other themed cosmetics related to the previous Zelda games. And the Champion's Ballad was released in December. It added a new dungeon, additional story content, new gear, and additional challenges. Oh, so there was 1 dungeon in that, but it was a DLC dungeon. Okay, so yep, new gear and additional challenges, as well as the Master Cycle Zero. That's what it's called. That's my favorite part of the motorcycle. The Master Cycle Zero. A motorcycle-like vehicle that Link can ride upon completing the quest line. And a complete edition containing all DLC on the game card was released in Japan on October 8, 2021. Yep, guys, I think I am going to stop it right here for the video. So, yep, the rest of it's just all like, and it's got all the reference links and all the external links and stuff like that. I don't know how to put all that down below, or I would. Anyway, guys, yeah, that's all I wanted to read to you guys here. I think I'm gonna do a separate video today reading this, because this is all info about the first 2 Legend of Zelda games for its anniversary this year. But I'll do this for a separate video, because this has got like 10 or 11 pages of stuff that I wrote down, like this page, that page, and I got these 2 pages. Here, let me show you guys how much I wrote down for the first 2 Zelda games. I got this here. I wrote down all of this. I wrote down all of this. And I wrote down that as well. So, yeah, so I'm gonna save this for another video right now. So I'm gonna just record this as well too, so I can just get it out to you guys. But I'm going to get this first video out to you guys. So anyway, happy, how do I do this? Happy 6th anniversary to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and the Nintendo Switch as well. So yep, I'll go ahead and hurry up and show you guys all these little games here that I want to show you guys. This is my Wii and Wii U versions of Breath of the Wild and the first Hyrule Warriors game as well. Yep, got those that I want to show you guys. And then, let's see. And then I also got the Switch versions of the Breath of the Wild and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity I want to show you guys. Those as well. So I got that to show you guys. And then I showed you guys the first 2 Zelda games on the Game & Watch collection that I got right there. You guys can see. Wait, right there. Right there. So, yep, there's that. And I also got the Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 on the Game Boy Advance. So, yep, so, yeah, stay together. Stay together. There you go. I can show you guys those real quick. So, yep. And, before I end, I also have, let's see, I'm gonna put those right there. So, where they're at. And I also have the, what is this? Hyrule Warriors Legends as well for the 3DS. So I just want to show you guys that too as well. So, but yep, guys, I think that is all that I have for this video. For this video, this first video right here. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a separate video where I read all the information that I wrote down, like 2.5 years ago, for the first two Zelda games for their anniversaries and stuff. So I'll go and just record that video after I get this done. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm gonna end off here and I'll go put all my games and my tablet and stuff away. But anyway, if you guys do enjoy this video, go ahead and drop a like on the video and like, subscribe, favorite, and share. Go ahead and drop a like on the video. If you guys are new around here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm not begging for subscribers. If you guys want to subscribe, you guys can, but go ahead and subscribe if you guys are new. If you're new to the channel around here, I think I have like, I want to say 77 subscribers now. So, yep. And if you guys want to favorite the video and share the video with your friends and whatnot. So, yep, guys. My name is Anthony. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. And I'm gonna go record the next video for what I do today. So, and then I'll do I'm gonna do a gameplay video too today, but I'll talk about that in the next video. Anyway, I will see you guys all. Happy 6th anniversary to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Nintendo Switch, and Breath of the Wild and Nintendo Switch. Yep. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Talk to you guys later. See you guys.